Welcome to the online experience.
What is going on, everybody? Peace, love, and light. It is your boy, Joshua Silva.
Yo, what's good, y'all? It's Stephen Cannon reporting live.
I'm Jimmy Levar, and welcome to the online experience.
Yellow lamb, honey rhyme with me, and it's Bumblebee. 100 bands, got that shit in cash, tried to humble me. I ain't want you, bitch, she just ran me for the company. Stocking up the trap, the bitches clean it like the Doubletree. Cooking with a brick, do it big, do it bigger. Better check the status, you ain't heard, I'm that nigga. I'm right up the pole, no surprise, I'm with a stripper. She gon' be Beyonce, I'm finna go be Jigga. Tell me what you need, I got piff, I got weed. My Glock got extension, my new bitch got double D's. Zen, shrooms, hash, my wrist whip up LSD. We like to get turned, don't you tell me what you need. Tell me what you need, I got piff, I got weed. All my white is snow, all my white is awesome reeds. What's up with that drink? I got shit that make you lean. Pocket full of frank. I can't pop it with no team, I'm about to do that shit myself. Long as I got my chopper, that bitch singing like Adele. Pulled this cat up off the lot, the dealer said this bitch from hell. Yo, trapping hella sloppy niggas, leave a paper trail.
Hey, okay. Here we go. Thank you, my man Steven, for joining us, man. How's everything been with you so far? I know you're in a completely different time zone right now. So how's everything going on your end?
Shit, I'm chilling, man. What time is it? It's like, what 11, 10 a.m. right now? Maybe, I don't know. I'm chilling, man. This is the beginning of my day. I usually like to start my day with some gaming. I do a little business calls always, you know what I mean? And some songwriting in the morning. I like to knock that out before the day even starts. So
Nice. Love that.
Also, speaking of games, right? Like, I noticed that like you collect like these like toys and different things. Can you tell me like what sparked that? Like, I find that to be like super interesting, man.
I mean, low key, I've been collecting super heavy for shit. When COVID rolled around, I really got into it deep. But I always been a collector. Always as a kid, one of my favorite things from my parents was like, getting a toy from my mom or something, or throwing a fit to go get a new action figure or anything like that. So I just felt like I kept that with me. I do a lot of kind of toy references in my music as well. So it's fun to me. It's my escape for real.
Gotcha. Dope, man. That's awesome. That's super cool. And so what I like to do right now is I like to take it back right from the beginning stages. You're from Cincinnati, Ohio. Can you tell me a little bit about kind of your upbringing as far as family wise, and then kind of what started your interest and peak into getting involved in the music during that time?
Okay, so I'm from Cincinnati, Ohio. I come from a neighborhood called Avondale. That's where I'm born and raised. I got mom and dad in the house, you know what I mean? I was kind of a bad kid, like just getting in trouble, school type shit. But I was a jock. And when I was in high school, I got into a group called Fashion Gods. And it was like my first entry level rap group. Me and my friends, we were fucking being rappers. We had a videographer, we had a media person, we had a manager, and we were just young doing it. So that was like my beginning to like music, period. So that's everything was cool. Like I had a pretty good life as a kid. Like my parents tried to spoil me. We weren't the richest, you know what I mean? We lived in the hood for sure, but they tried not to make it like good as best as they could. They tried to keep me away from like street shit, you just the average, shit guys get into type shit.
Okay. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I definitely respect that too, man. Sometimes we're put in situations like that, require us to either like be a part of the situation or actually like break from. So it's really cool to see how you kind of maneuver through those things, right? But with being in that environment at the time, right, even though your parents made the best out of it, right, what teachings did they give you that you still actually implement in your life today?
I don't know. I use my parents really taught me people skills, holding conversation, you really need that if you're going to go into the, like songwriting, rapper career field, you need that. So I would say they gave me people skills. I use my manners a lot. And I know I got that from my parents, you know what I mean? Please. That
Yeah.
I don't know. And my pops always told me how to work. Like I'm always working on my 7 forms of income type shit. As you see, I do the music. I also own a toy store. Like I'm doing a lot of shit right now. YouTube, the streams of income are
No, I
going.
respect that.
Awesome, man. Yeah, and to jump into your work ethic and your dad inspiring in you and teaching you 7 ways of income. He had mentioned that you're if you're making only 1 million, you need more than that, right?
Exact
And
millionaire.
I think that's powerful. Can you tell me a little bit about kind of your entrepreneurship journey and how has that been for you so far? Working in many different fields and different career fields and industry, and just being an entrepreneur, a business owner. How has that been for you?
Bro, that's a good ass question, man. I like these questions that started off, man. These questions fire. Voice. Um,
Man.
I want to say like I don't know. When I was younger, I feel like the one of the very first things I wanted to do was like pick up a camera, take photos. Like Tumblr was really popping as a young age, like. So like I picked up a camera when I was in high school. I was actually a reseller. So I would have a new pair of shoes for every day of the month. No cap. Like at school, I would go do like a sneaker meetup with a nigga from Craigslist or, there was Facebook Marketplace at the time, but there was like little groups that you could get in and everybody was like trading shoes and shit. So like just from there, I feel like I started like my whole entrepreneurship journey. Like from there, I saved up enough money to go to California, live here. I came out here for college and, as you see that when you're like a broke college kid in California, you have no other option but to grind. So like I had a job. One of my last jobs that I can even remember was Home Depot. And like I didn't want it to be there so bad that it pushed me harder to make music. And then like before it, I was, on stage, opening up for Made in Tokyo. I opened up for Lil Peep one time and Ramirez, and I thought, that shit was tight. And actually, that's actually where I met Zan. Zan was in line for one of my shows. I think I was opening up for Made in Tokyo. He was the first person in line.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
like
Love that.
with everything going on, like doing shows, collaborations, and all these different things, how are you finding time and how do you find time like to self-reflect, and what does that look like for you?
So what do you mean by the question? Like self-reflect on like, my wins, like my dubs.
Got you. Are so more so like how often do you take the time to reflect on like your own thoughts, like whether it's your wins or your losses, whichever way you feel like you want to approach that question.
So I feel like when I look back, let's say I'm looking from now. When I look back and I don't regret anything type of thing. Like I'm glad that I lived through the wins and the losses in my life. So when I look back, I'm like reflecting on my wins and my losses. I'm like, it made me who I am today. Period. Like there isn't anything that I could look back and been like, I wish that I would have done it better, because I feel like with that mindset, you hold that against yourself, unconsciously. And I feel like, it's like getting over something. It's like climbing over that hill and you're finally, going toward the finish line or wherever you want to be in life. That's why, like, I don't know. I love to reflect. I love to look back on my life, but I know there's like more that I could do. There's more that needs to be done. So that's just how I interpret that question.
Got you.
Yeah. And, I think it's truly important for us because, when we reflect and we look back on everything we did, it's the journey, right? And it makes you and it turns you into the person that, you are today, which is very powerful because without every experience that we go through, we're never, we wouldn't be able to grow through, right?
Yeah.
Essentially. So I think that's awesome, and my next question for you is, getting into the music, do you have any, rituals or habits that you do before you start to record and getting into your music flow of sensation?
It depends. Like, I approach it with different moods. Sometimes I want to be in there by myself. Sometimes, I want to be accompanied by like my girl, the homies, have a little party in there just to catch a different vibe. But I always gotta roll me one up when I go.
Yeah.
I used to get super lit, to go record, get on a level, but just growing up, you just kind of seem that you don't really need that. Like, I feel like it's kind of like that a little escape, you know what I mean? You could do it whenever, get a different vibe, but I ain't the one, you know what I mean? I'm not someone to be like, yeah, put that down. So, but yeah, I mean, I go in there. I like to be in a good mood when I go rap. But if I'm not, I know what kind of music I'm about to go make.
For sure.
And sometimes I get called to like a songwriting session. Then it's not up to what mood I'm in, you know what I mean? Right. Then I have to bounce it off someone else. So it's all about the energy, how you about to come at it. I always like to dress to impress. So I throw my chains on, I throw my watches, hop in my whip, pull up loud, music bumping. Yeah. The energy, you know what I mean? Like people say fake it till you make it, but when you making it, it's kind of hard, to keep it there. Like, I don't know. I feel like the inspiration as you make more money and get what you want in life, that street inspiration kind of goes out the window. So I always like dress to impress, no matter what. Like, I don't know, man. I show up with that shit on, fitted. I got my hats, I got my chains, my bitch bad. Like, that's just what I try to come with. Like, I don't know.
Gotcha.
That's actually a pretty dope lifestyle and like a good way to think about, because think about like your life, as a whole. But speaking of like those things, right? This wouldn't be an interview if I didn't ask you about Sexy Red. And my question is, was it love at first sight?
I ain't gonna lie, when I seen it, I was like, so I had a Benz before. Her name was Chanel, but I just held on and kept giving me problems. So I went in, I sold the car, and then I'm like, okay, I want a Charger. I knew exactly what I wanted. I seen it, and I told the guy I'm not leaving here without it. And shit, 9 months later, I'm fucking doing everything that I can to it. But yeah, I love that car, man. I actually don't drive it as much as I want to, but I love it. I don't know. Like when 10 years down the line, do you see yourself with the same car? That type of shit, or keep it? Are you gonna go get a new one to keep everything going? Like, I don't know, man. I don't know if I'll ever get rid of that shit right there. So I love it.
But I had to ask.
Yeah, and so my next question for you is, if you could have dinner with anyone in the world, dead or alive, who would that be and why?
Sheesh. I don't know. That's tough. I don't know. Maybe like my grandma, because my parents talk so highly of her, and she died when I was at a really young age. So I always would wonder what having a grandma would be like growing up. Some people raised by their grandma. Some people don't. Might be in the same position I was. And I also would like to have like a one-on-one talk with Nipsey Hussle. You know what I mean? Just to see how he thinks, and he's like my favorite artist, so I like pay attention to his words and his flow patterns and beat selection, who he collab with, how he used to roll, like even like down to like, I don't know, like his wife and how they were married and all of that. He kind of pushed a different envelope, and especially for like somebody like me that come from super rural neighborhood. All my friends didn't have a perfect life at all. Everybody had a rough upcoming where I'm from. So I don't know. That's the thing. That's my thought process with it.
Yeah. No, I love that. Love that, man.
Yeah, but speaking of like, being from a place where like it was like a little rural, or like maybe a little tough than like, other neighborhoods, like was there ever like a moment where you had to rely on someone for support? And then what did that teach you about like vulnerability?
Damn, man, y'all coming with the No, honestly, I'm one of them guys that I try not to lean on anyone. Like I said, I had a lot of support at home. My parents love me. They love my journey. They didn't see the ups and downs of it. So if I needed that support and I needed that validation, I'll always just see how they feel about it. You know what I mean? But I've always been like kind of like the leader in my group and my upbringings. And whenever I I get in a tough moment, I kind of show my Valorant, like, you know, I poke my chest out instead of putting my head down. When the time gets hard, like I try my best to, you know, push forward and be the leader in a situation. I'm a problem solver. I'll do the shit that people don't want to do. Like, you know, my dad always said it best. You know, he always had a job because no matter there will be like a position that you want when you get the interview. They say, we don't have that. We have the janitor. So you would be cleaning toilets. He always had it, never turned something down. So I just always use that to, you know, poke my chest out, you know, be a man in situations. So that's it. Yeah, that's just how I think about it.
Yeah, and that's powerful, man. You know, and to lead by example as well is something that, you know, most people strive to do and should do, you know, especially, you know, when you're giving out that energy of positivity, man, and love. I think it's super important, you know, especially having family and growing up in a household where that love and support, you know, was there. So, you know, that's awesome. You know, and my next question for you is if it wasn't for the music right now or the other, you know, career fields that you're in, what do you think you would be doing at this very moment?
Whew. Now that's tough. I don't know. Even like as a kid, I wouldn't, like, I'm doing everything that I thought I would have as a kid. I'm kind of into, like, you know, buying houses and buying cars and you know, reselling, like building them up, fixing cars. Like, I'm a super car guy. Like, if it wasn't the music or the collecting, even the YouTube, I would definitely probably be, I don't know, I would own like a car shop. I would try into real estate. I was super, super good at, you know, just finding the best deal for things. Like, that's like one of my like passions. And I love to resell. That's my shit. I'll resell anything. I actually have resold anything and everything. So yeah, that's probably what I would be doing. It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah, love that, man. Love that.
Gotcha. You know, I feel like, you know, if I was like in your neighborhood and I knew you growing up, like you would probably be like one of those people I would like ask for like advice from because you seem like, you know, like very positive charged person overall. My question to you next is like, what's the best advice you feel like you have ever given any one of your friends and how do you help them?
I feel like the best advice that, you know, I've given someone is to don't stop, don't quit. I felt, because I've always felt like everybody feels like that time where they want to quit something, where they, you know, don't want to continue it because, you know, of this matter, or they feel like they can't be the greatest, you know, self that they are. I feel like the best advice that I can give someone is don't stop. If you love it, don't stop. Chase your dream, no matter what it is, how old you are, you know what I mean? There may be a way for you. And even if you're trying to be a rapper and you're popping off as a videographer, you're still in the same fucking field. It doesn't matter. Don't stop because you don't really know what your future holds for you. And that's my best advice, man. I ain't gonna lie. That's my number one. That's my one.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's real, 100%, man. And you know, I feel that, you know, everyone has a calling, you know, and when that person, you know, tunes into their calling, their sole purpose, their passion, you know, what they love, what they do, I think that's extremely important to stay focused on that path, you know, because there's just so many opportunities that continue to open up the doors for us. And then again, you know, even these moments there, you know, where, you know, we get into these stuck mindsets or feeling, you know, a little lost or trapped. You know, sprinkle that magic, that positivity, and bring them back to life. And it's like, hey, I got you, brother. I'm gonna let you know exactly, you know, where it is that you should be putting that energy into, man. And it's beautiful, and it's very important that we continue to do that for sure. You know, and as we get ready to wrap it up, I have another question. And you know, my question for you is, you know, nowadays there's so much negativity going on, right? It's really hard to you kind of, you know, keep out of it in the sense of, you know, just keeping that circle, because so many people could be around you for all the wrong reasons. You know, for you, my question is, how do you find peace, and how are you able to distinguish people who are wanting to be around you for those wrong reasons, or maybe bringing negativity into your life, and what do you do towards to protecting your peace?
You know, I say I like to just chill out, and clear my mind, go on a nice drive, whatever it may be, to make me feel at peace. And then, since it's so personal to myself, I try not to let too many people affect my peace. So let's say, like, a new guy comes around the group. How do we know if he's real or not? We already did that check down before he came down the group. That's what I'm just saying. It's like, in today's world, you almost have to be selective with the people that you decide to, be friends with or keep company. Like, it's so crucial that, you don't want that peace affected. And you don't really want to let too many people in to where your comfort zone. You know what I mean? Like, you can't.
Right.
When you let down your guard, that's when people get you the most. But I pretty much fuck with people until I'm proven otherwise. So, like,
Gotcha.
that's my thing, man. I'm not like one of those like, oh, I don't trust you, I don't know you type of guys. Like, I'll give people the chance if I feel like we vibe, we the same type of person. But I'm just selective with it. That's it.
Yeah, for sure.
That's really commendable, because I actually had a friend actually yesterday. We had like this deep conversation. They were just like, you can't share your spirit with everybody. Sometimes you have to be selective with that, and sometimes you can even recognize those things like immediately. Like, when you meet somebody, you get a funny feeling. It's like your spirit already knows. So with that being said, I feel like as people, we go through these constant transitions on our own being and who we are and how we see ourselves in the mirror and who we think we are in our head. So my question is for you is, who does Stephen Cannon inspire to be for himself? What does that look like? What does that sound like?
What does Stephen Cannon aspire to be for himself? I'ma always be me. I'ma never, fake it. I'ma never try to be someone else and not be who I am truly. And future goals, like, I'm gonna own a lot of things. Like, I love property. I feel like the more doors you have to your name is like, it ups your wealth. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not like one of them inventor type niggas. I'm one of those like CEO mogul, like owning a Fortune 500 company and really just, helping my friends and family. If I can somehow put you into a better position, and, I have no problem with asking, my friends, do they want to come work for the company one day? Or if I have like a show or something, like, need more hands on deck, maybe, a security or shit, and maybe even someone to watch the door, or if I could pay you in some way, I will. And I feel like in my future, I will be put in a better position to help so many other people when it comes down to, can I do something to show you how to make a little bit more money than what you're making now, or come work for me? Like, there's everybody, may be in my DMs. I want you to be my manager. We seen what you did with Zan, and can you give me a job, or can you throw me this because my family's not doing well? Like, I kind of want to be in a better position to, help people in that way. And I've done a lot of that in my career already, and that's just what I see in future. Like, I don't know, that's how I'm seeing it.
I respect that.
Yeah, man, that's incredible. That's incredible. And given those family and friends opportunities to have them create that cash flow come in, I think it's important, because family and close friends that then become, the tribe members in the family is what we have in life, to help support and to help uplift and bring them to that next level or the next notch, while everyone else is trying to knock us down and keep us down. I think it's important that we continue to do that. And my second to last question for you is, when it's all said and done, and everything is behind, and you leave this earth and you transcend onto your next life to kill it, man. What do you want the message to be, for the people? What do you want, not only through the music, but through the entrepreneurship? What do you want everybody to know about who you are and what legacy you want to leave behind?
I just want people to know that I'm happy doing whatever I'm doing. You know, what I choose to do is work and how to make money. Like, I love that stuff. You know, I love writing music. I love, you know, rapping. I love being a collector. I love influencing. I love just kind of being some like person of worth, or like, and I'm very humble. Like, no matter how much money I have, no matter, you know, how many cars I have, what car I drive, you know, whoever I'm dating, like, I always revert back to I was broke as shit at once. Like, shit, I'm not there now, but, you know, I feel like, you know, I'm happy where I am, and I will forever be. Like, that's a lot of people like strive to be happy, and I feel like through work and my experiences and just being who I am, I'm on my journey, or I'm at my journey where I am at my happiest point in life. Like, and I've had time where I've had triple what I have right now, and that shit don't even matter. As long as you pay them bills and, you know, get what you want in life, it may not be that Bentley Bentayga. It may be the Honda Type R or 70Z or something. It don't matter. You know what I mean? Like, just be happy where you are in life, because there's people out there that aren't as fortunate, and appreciate what you have, you know, that type of thing.
Strongly said. Strongly said. Yes, sir.
Exactly. And by the way, is there any type of specific way you want your music to resonate, like with people as you listen to it? Do you have a plan on how you actually want it to resonate with others?
You know, I look at my music as like a party, or, you know, like a turn up. Like, I always approach it like something that I've went through in my life. Like, a song is always about something, or one of my favorite things, maybe my favorite color, my favorite drink, or something like that. It always just resorts back to my childhood, because I had very happy moments there, and I don't know. Yeah, you could be young forever. You know what I mean? You never
That's true. That's right.
You getting older, never let that youth go, fam. Like, that's just important to me for sure right now.
Yeah, 100%, 100%, man. And you know, towards the ending of every segment, what we like to do is we like to, you know, ask this question, because this question could resonate different with everyone, right? You know, there's a difference between the religion and the spirituality. So for you, what does spirituality means, you know, to you?
So I was caught up on this before the interview, and like, I feel like spirituality was like more like religion and what you believe in. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't necessarily have to mean you're a Christian or a Baptist or a Jew or, you know, a Buddhist or something. It's just what you believe in. That's how I look at it, between spirituality and religion. I haven't like done my research into what each specifically means, but that's just how I take it, you know.
Gotcha. All right. Well,
how do y'all take it?
Spirituality?
So, yeah,
Like,
go ahead, Jimmy.
I was asking y'all the question, like, what would you think between religion and spirituality?
Right. So for me, I think spirituality for me is more like you said, like what you believe in. And you know, like that can mean like like a literally a plethora of like different ideas and concepts, like whatever you believe in. Versus I think religion is more like a structured way of living your life, or like more like a manuscript on like
Okay.
like living your life. That's how I look at it. But even that could be subjective too, as well.
Everybody. So
and then you know, the same is like, you know, to me, the part of also spirituality is an extension of the internal soul. But yeah, you know, it's like everybody has that different, you know, perspective on it, and either or. I think it's powerful when you believe in something that's positive, that gives you light, love, and gives you that extra power and boost to walk in your higher self. I think it's important. Yeah.
You're right. You're right.
And thanks for throwing that question back at us. Appreciate that.
For sure. That was actually the first time anybody on the show has ever.
Well, because that's just one thing that, you know, it's kind of like one of them questions you throw in the room, like, how do you feel about it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just want to know what y'all's point of view was with it. So
yeah,
appreciate that.
Absolutely, man. Yeah, thank you. And you know, as we're wrapping it up, man, Steven, I just want to say thank you, brother, for joining us, taking the time out to jump on, man. Continue to keep shining as the young star, successful individual entrepreneur, man, you are, and continue to spread more peace, love, and light. So that is all the time that we have for today. It's your boy Joshua, October.
Yo, it's Stephen Cannon. We reporting live.
I'm Jimmy Levar, and this is the Online Podcast.
Hey.